Hi, replay viewers. Don't forget, you can still show us some love and tap the screen.
Do 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 do.
I beg you to say, Earl. How you doing? How you doing?
Ellen, welcome.
Oh, that's Ellen. Hi, Taylor. I don't know who that is.
Tiggerette.
Hi, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I need to see my kitchen counter there.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hey,
Oh,
Ellen.
Man,
Hey, Trey.
what a hot mess. Long day at work. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're running late. I think we got home about 5 minutes. Hi, Mom.
Ziggy from Vegas.
Nice. I love it.
And Tigger is Karen.
Cousin Karen.
All right.
Nice.
Howdy there. Thank you very much for joining on this Thursday evening. Great.
Appreciate
and don't
it.
forget, give us some love and some hearts taps there. That's wonderful.
Nice. In case you guys don't know, my name is Kelly.
And I am Lisa.
Hey, Paul. We are the GHS Paranormal Team, and of course, that stands for
Ghost Hunting Sisters.
Yay! And just congratulations. This is 3 weeks in a row we have actually done Thursday.
Woohoo! Oh my goodness.
You have no idea. It's kind of, it can be a challenge.
Hi, Mom.
Hey. Thank you for the hearts. Lisa, I have some news.
What's that?
Are you ready?
I don't know. Yeah, and I know.
Right?
We're about to get onto that. Let me tell you.
I have some news for you.
I'm nervous.
We have a sponsor.
No.
I know it too. Do you need some tissue?
I might.
Okay. We actually do have a sponsor, and so I know.
I know,
we need to give a shout out to BDK Embroidery. They are located in Everett, Michigan. I've got them on here. We use them for all of our embroidery and silk screening needs. Please, right now they're only on Facebook. BDK Embroidery. Give them a like, and nice shout out. And give them a like, and here's the cool thing. If you want to place an order, you can contact them, message them on Facebook, and they will give you a 10% off discount if you just mention GHS. Thank you for sharing and inviting followers, Taylor. Appreciate that. So BDK Embroidery in Everett, Michigan. Love you guys. Woo! All right, so what are we doing? We have notes on the table. Good thing you can't see it. It's just it's lined up here. So what are we talking about today? Hey Mike, thanks for joining us.
So today we decided, instead of going over some of the equipment and or evidence that we've been going over the last couple weeks, we've been doing our Thursday night Periscope.
That's right.
We decided to go over something that I think is It's in the paranormal world, and it's everywhere. It's in the game aisle, I guess.
It's in Toys R Us, right?
It's in Toys R Us. So we actually wanted to get a group discussion going about the Ouija board.
That's right.
And we wanted to see...
What's up? How you doing, Mike?
Are we ghost hunting? We're hunting ghosts. We're not hunting ghosts tonight.
Soon though, March 19th, we will be live periscoping, live scoping from a investigation on March 19th. So check that out.
So that's when we will be actually, hunting the ghosts down. But tonight we're actually doing a discussion on Ouija boards, and we want everybody's opinion on this. And it's funny that even Kelly and I, who have our paranormal team together, I think we ourselves are even on opposite ends of the fence here.
Yeah, and I think we find that, right? I don't think we're any different than anybody else. I think most people are in two camps or on two buses. One is in the camp that it's just a board game. It's a piece of cardboard and nothing else. And then you have the other group. I've heard they're bad.
Cardboard be bad, right?
Right? And so that's kind of... Hey,
yes.
Josh, how you doing? That's one of the guys I work with. Good to see you.
Bonnie Power.
Ouija boards scare you. Okay.
Me too, let me tell you.
And I don't know, and so that's what we want to talk about today. So
doorway to hell,
and a lot of people think
Katie
that.
Campbell, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate that. Don't forget, tap the screen, share with your followers, your viewers. So can anybody tell me? I actually did some, I called up my BFF today. Google.
That's Google.
Yeah. And I did some research on the Ouija board. And it depends, Ouija, tomato. Does anybody know when the talking boards or spirit boards kind of came out? When did they debut in the United States? Does anybody have a clue? I was actually quite surprised.
Yay for Google, let me tell
Ooh,
you.
You have no clue. We are tight. We are tight. Thanks for sharing, Taylor. Appreciate it. Anybody know when talking boards? Mid 1800s. That's pretty doggone close.
You're almost pretty right.
Who is that? Katie? Nice. 1901. Pretty doggone close. 1890, according to my BFF. 1986. Ha ha ha, Mr. Bales. That's when our job started, or the company, anyways. So yeah, the Ouija board debuted in and around the 1890s. But I will tell you, according to the research that I did, it was not intended as a game. It was, in all seriousness, actually deadly serious. You see what I did there?
Yes.
Deadly serious.
Play on words. Good job. Good job.
I know. Thank you.
All right.
I'm feeling it. And what we know is the Ouija board today actually kind of evolved from a prior version, and they called that the planchette. And what that was is like a wooden shaped egg, or like a teardrop. And it had two wheels in the back and a hole in the front where they'd put a pencil in it. And then, what you and I would do is we would put our fingers on it, and supposedly, or presumably, the spirit would move this planchette around, and it would spell out words with that pencil. Hey, Trace, you probably jumped off and then had to get back on, huh? So then that planchette, what happened is, there's entrepreneurs in the world, right? And they saw some financial gain from that. So they put it on the market, kind of combined it. They took the pencil off. Aww. That's funny. They took the pencil out of the planchette and they added the alphabet board. And ta-da! You have what's known today as the Ouija board, the Ouija game. So who has played? Who has used? I don't want to use play.
Right. So is anybody on right now with us? Have any of you used the Ouija board?
I have.
The Ouija board, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Yeah,
tomato.
Oh, yeah. Look, we've got a lot of people that have used it. So what do you guys think? I know some of you were saying that it's, that it scares you, that it's bad. Did you guys have?
No.
I know, and me too. A long time ago. Freaked me out too.
What did it do? What freaked you out? Taylor, you don't touch it a long time ago. What did you do? Like, I'm thinking.
Did something happen? Did it just, do you feel like maybe you conjured up some...
Was it a portal to hell? Did you open something up? Did you, I remember playing on it as a kid.
Yeah. Wait to get to the other side, definitely.
Yeah.
Untrustworthy, and that's interesting that you say that as far as results, because one of the theories that go along with the Ouija board is in psychology and in paranormal, they have what's referred to as like the ideomotor effect. My aunt who died on the aspect of the day answered us. Wow.
That's interesting.
It is interesting. Like, we're not, so like there's ideomotor effect that we're talking about.
You never know who you're speaking to. If it's legit, yeah. Ask questions in your mind, and the board answered.
Oh, so see, that's kind of scary there, right there, too, if you don't say it out loud. So anyways, about this effect. So what it is, it's a psychological effect theorized that muscular movement is independent of consciousness. So what basically that's saying is when you put your fingers on that planchette, so even though you're not conscious of moving it, your subconscious is moving it. So who's to say that your subconscious isn't the one who's actually moving the planchette and giving the movement to it and getting the answers, the questions. Especially like Mom had said, there was that she answered very similar, like I said, it's still moving and unconsciously,
right.
But like Mom had said, when you had said that you had asked a question in your head and it answered, so that makes you think, well,
could you have answered it?
Could you have
unconsciously
answered that?
And I think it depends on who is using it. The more open you are, the better the results. Yeah, that's interesting. Is that Paul?
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, really, have you been on the board?
It's interesting because BD Chat is Paul, and he's, and it's interesting because sometimes I think more women tend to get into the paranormal and get into, the Ouija boards or,
Like it was popular. It's even advertised as a slumber party game. That's when it was super popular. Well, that's true. Jackie is saying she always gets, Mom is always saying she gets the same spirit. And the name just popped into my head. I'm not going to say it now because I don't even know. I don't have any salt to throw over me. But I guess my question is, because sometimes I lean on the side of maybe it is just a board.
Clear your board, Jackie.
Clear your board, yeah, right?
Oh, she's burned it and got a new one, and the same thing will still come up.
Yeah. I don't know. I keep, like, what's the difference?
At slumber parties, yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
What's the difference in using dowsing rods? Is there a difference? Aren't you calling spirits to you to try and communicate to you with dowsing rods? Or a Mel meter, an EMF detector, the Ovilus, the spirit box? I mean, what's the difference? Are those things dangerous? Look, we stopped getting hearts.
People got scared now.
I'm on the other side of the fence. I don't know. I think maybe it's more bored. You know?
Well, and I don't know. The last time I used it,
my results aren't fair. Big sister would always mess with me, but you're right. And that could be right. So it depends on who you're playing with. Do you absolutely trust them?
Right.
I would trust you to say, okay, let's do this. And you can't intentionally be moving it, but maybe subconsciously.
Well, and unfortunately, Mom is on right now, so I don't want to tell her what I used to do in my bedroom. Whoops. Because Ouija boards were not allowed in our household. But I will have to say...
Hey, Blazing Earth 83.
Well, I'll have to say that I never had... yeah.
I would try it, but it's not staying in my house.
I never bought a Ouija board or anything, but I used to make my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I used to make my own Ouija board then, and I would just get a piece of paper and write out numbers. And back in the day,
you have a harder time controlling what comes on the board. When you make your own?
When you make your own versus one that's store-bought. Because like I said, so I made up my own, and at the time I used to wear contacts. And if anybody has contacts, they have like the contacts, like the caps.
Yeah.
So I would use the cap, and use the cap
as your planchette,
as my planchette. And so I just, if the cap covered, So right. Hey, sometimes when you're a teenager, you're by yourself in your room, you're like, how does this work? And I would do it by myself, which of course is one of the cardinal rules of what not to do.
Yeah, according to my BFF as well, Google. So if it's legit, who's communicating with you? Yeah, I don't know. It leaves a portal open. I mean, that is the question. Is the portal opened when we do an investigation and we ask, is there anybody here? Aren't we kind of opening that up for anybody or anything to communicate with us? I'm trying to figure out in my mind what's the difference between using a Ouija board as another tool, as another item in our toolbox.
So you're saying if we went on an investigation that we could use a Ouija board as one of our pieces of equipment versus using...
Or in addition to, like, what's the difference? What's the difference in using a spirit box, which I happen to love, because I think we get some real, responses right then and there.
I don't think...
No.
I don't think Jackie's going to come on to any of our ghost hunts anymore, Mom.
Yeah. But, okay, so, Mom, no. What, is there a difference in using a pendulum? Is there a difference in using dowsing rods during an investigation? Is there a difference in using a meter to try and, or asking questions, trying to capture EVPs? It's interesting. So I know I kind of got off on a tangent there. I'm sorry. But you know what? When we...
yes.
Yeah, there is. Okay. She's like, I can't type that fast. I know exactly what she's doing. I cannot believe this.
She can't answer quick enough to us. Well, and I kind of think that maybe with the boards, I think you're bringing on maybe lower level spirits or whatnot. And sometimes when you're at the investigation, and if there's an earthbound spirit or something that's there, your Mel meter is picking up what's already there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you're conjuring or you're asking things. Like, if you use a Ouija board in your house that's not haunted, you're bringing something, and you're allowing something into that home or into your,
So what about when I'm, before an investigation and I'm putting, the board is geared towards the dark side? Oh, that's interesting.
Does anybody else agree with that? That maybe the board is geared more towards the dark side?
Like I said, in 1890, it was dark magic. It was originally created in all seriousness. This is why they created spirit boards and talking boards, kind of the beginning of the spiritualism in the United States, and that's what happened. Well, and now it sits on the shelves at Toys R Us, right? Because Parker Brother or Hasbro have picked it up, and you know what? Let me read the directions to you. So again, BFF told me there is no rules were actually printed with the Ouija board until 2001.
So up until then, everybody just
did whatever. Yeah.
A Hasbro glow in the dark one.
They do have a glow in the dark one. The planchette glows in the dark. Stupid people, Mom says. Yeah. So no rules. In 2001, this is what they printed. The Ouija board, pronounced W-E-E, J-A, Ouija, has always been mysterious. Ask it a question, and it will respond by spelling out your question in the window of your planchette. That's it.
That's all the directions that there was.
That's it. And that wasn't until 2001. And then it says in the same little box, it says, if you have any questions or comments, please contact Hasbro at, and it's like, maybe we should reach out to them and say, should there be more rules to this? Do you need to put do they need to put a warning on it? I don't know. Is there a warning on it? Black magic, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting that even though that it was, back in the day when it was debuted or they did it in all seriousness, but it made you wonder who exactly, and I don't know enough about it yet, so who exactly did design it or whatnot. So even though it was done in all seriousness, but it was in seriousness because they wanted to reach to the dark side or reach to...
A warning would apply there is danger.
Right, and then it wouldn't be as a toy, right? Or it'd be sold as a toy.
Correct. It's not for the layperson, but it's sold as a toy. It's sold in the toy department as a game. And if it's not, and if it's something more real, the problem is they can't prove it, right? They can't prove that it's not real or it is real. You had yours when you were like 12. That's right. And it was very popular. The whole slumber time. Everybody came over. And I remember doing it as well.
Slumber parties at about that 12 when you're having...
At one of my girlfriend's house. Yeah. And it freaked me out. But now I'm looking back at it thinking, God, were we doing that ourselves? We also did that light as a feather, heavy as a rock. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Ours was, what was it, light, heavy as a board, stiff as a board, light as a feather. And you put your, just 2 fingers.
And then you would lift people up.
And you're trying to lift people up with or what about Bloody Mary's Baby?
I don't know
Did you guys ever, anybody else do Bloody Mary's Baby?
I have heard of this.
And that was like Bloody Mary. Right.
Bloody Mary.
Right.
What is that?
You used to have to put your arms out like this and hold your arms up. And then you would turn in a circle, normally in a bathroom, right? In front of a mirror. And you would say, Bloody Mary's Baby, over and over and over. I should say, you did it in the mirror. Oh, the mirror shattered.
Oh, my God.
No.
It never worked?
Oh, it never worked. Well, the thing is what you're supposed to do is... you're supposed to do that, and what's supposed to happen is basically you're supposed to feel the weight of the baby in your arm. And if you drop the baby, then Bloody Mary is supposed to appear in the mirror, and then you're cursed or something. But
interesting.
The thing I'd like to say about that, though, is also being a nurse. That's actually it's more of a motor effect. It's gravity working on you. You put your arms like that, and if you're just spinning and you're not saying Bloody Mary's Baby, eventually your arms are going to fatigue and they're going to start to go down anyways. You couldn't get me to do that.
Even though we're telling you. It's kind of like, remember when you used to put your hands in the door, you stand in the door frame, and then you push your hands out, and you push and you push. Have you done that? And then you stand there, and then your arms
so just... doesn't believe in witchcraft?
You silly?
Yeah. Well, because it's something like... Where is it? Okay, so if you do this, right, and if you hold your fingers out, push. Now, as long as you continue to hold your fingers, but what's going to happen is your fingers are eventually going to come together. No matter how hard, I'm pulling my fingers apart. So everybody's going to be doing this at home. I know you are. Do it. And I'm trying to hold my fingers apart, and it doesn't happen.
So is that what the Ouija board is?
Motor. So I know all of you are just hold your fingers apart and try to hold them there.
So is that what the Ouija board is? Is it just...
We are. I can see Tracy, Dale, and Ashley all going...
Yeah. So I actually then Googled some additional rules for the Ouija board. And there's several sites out there on what you should do and what you should not do. And the first one that I found on every site is, be serious, it's not a game.
Now, if that's on Google,
right, then it can't be
it's
wrong. It's the gospel, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure. And the number 2 rule is, find all the stuff in there, right? Haven't you seen the movie?
Which movie?
Which movie? I don't know. Rule number 2 is say goodbye at the end. Because
Ouija.
if you don't...
That's right. Ouija is the movie.
Yeah,
I did not see the movie yet.
No, I didn't see that either. Mm-hmm. So rule number 2 is you have to say goodbye at the end. Otherwise, it keeps it open. And even though you put it into the...
We did see it?
You don't even remember.
No.
It was that good, huh?
Except we saw it. I don't remember seeing it, Paul.
The third rule, and this one cracks me up a little bit. The third rule is never use in your home.
Mm-hmm.
Where the heck are you gonna use it?
Which board in 1987?
Oh, I didn't see that one either. You know what I did watch though? What? Practical Magic. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
That's a cute one,
well, that
right?
Cute.
That's
that
a cute
one's
one.
Different, right?
Blazing Hearts.
Yeah,
good to see you
back. Yeah,
that's right.
I know everybody gets kind of coming and going probably with.
That's good. We're almost done. We're almost done. In the woods. Never use in your home. I thought that was good. Never use it alone was number 4. Where's number 5? Close the session if the planchette, with that piece that you're using, if it goes to all 4 corners. That means you have an evil or a bad spirit. I don't know. What do you think? You don't know?
If Google says it.
Number 6 is if the planchette makes a figure 8 over and over. Close it out that you have a bad spirit. Now,
so yeah, I was just gonna say.
Well, I was just gonna say. Okay, so one time that I remember in adulthood actually using it, I would tell you, Mom, you heard of the figure 8. Mom was in charge of the board, right? I was kind of newbie. It was in my house, but Mom's got protection and things like that. Mm-hmm. So she's got this little velveteen. Just saw the paranormal show featuring a story on the Ouija board. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So she opens up this little velveteen wrap, and it's got like a rose quartz. Correct me if I'm wrong. A rose quartz cross on it before we get going. And I kid you not, that cross just went. You could hear it, and it shattered into 2 or 3 pieces.
And is that when you
just before we got
everything back up and
no, like idiots, we kept going, right? We lit some candles. Mom is like, she was really kind of funny. She's like, "Ooh, that's not good," and she folded it all back up. And but I would tell you, at one point in time, it's it's not letting me play on the board, or maybe it was Mom not letting me play. I don't know, but it said no, no, no. And then, you stop. And as soon as we stopped, the planchette stopped moving. And then my phone rang. Like literally, like it was telling us to stop so that I could go answer the phone. I don't know. Coincidence?
Was anybody on the phone?
Maybe. Yeah, it really was a real phone. Now, had there not been, that would have...
Right. Like if it was
peed
just
my pants
or something, right?
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's weird. Okay. What else? That's kind of our recap on Ouija. What did we solve? Nothing. We're still on opposite ends.
Opposite sides, and
I'm thinking I'm going to bring one. Did you see that?
I think I had a little mini heart attack there for a moment.
Yeah. But did you see the look on her face? Oh my God, that was funny.
Thank you. Yeah, even man's like, no.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody is kind of on 2 camps, But I probably will not do it.
Even if you don't think that it's, if you think still it's more of a game, there's still so many people, including your mother, that your sister, that believe that maybe it is more of a darker side, darker magic, darker energy, whatever it is, that, you're going to like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to go with it just because what if?
Because what if, right?
What if?
And you trust and you value their these people's opinions and what they're telling you.
I don't know.
Especially when they're serious. Like, there's no joke,
Yeah.
So we're not, yeah.
And what scared, and like I said, no, I don't think anybody has known this because I didn't tell Mom this either. So when I was making my own Ouija board at home when I was a kid and using my, my
Makeshift.
my makeshift little planchette, and I was doing it by myself, right? I was at the time I was very into Metallica.
Okay.
That was my stage, I guess.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was, I think, like the drummer had passed away.
Okay.
And so I'm doing the Ouija board, and all of a sudden, this, it's moving and it's spelling out a name, and it came up the drummer from Metallica that passed away.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So
she doesn't even believe it, and it was her.
So I'm an adult now. When I was a kid, I was thinking, "Oh my god, this is fascinating. This dead drummer of Metallica is coming on my Ouija board, right?" And needless to say, and I think daily, if not weekly, we would have and it was weird because it seemed to be like the same spirit. Exactly, I know, right? But it seemed to me that it was the same spirit. So maybe it was a spirit that was not who it said it was, but it was just saying it was or whatnot. And, I think now as an adult looking back on it, I'm like, that could have been very dangerous because there I was every week doing this. And as a young, impressionable female, you're like, oh my goodness, this person...
On the show, it opened a portal and they couldn't get rid of it. It kept showing up in the house. Oh man.
Wow. Well, so needless to say, it kept...
That's crazy.
I was thinking I was, that this person liked me or something. I think maybe that was what it was, or some weird thing like this. And so it got to the point to where I got freaked out because it had said at the very, like when the last things, when I closed it out, I burned it and I never did it again. And I had asked a question like, well, he's, well, you're dead, I'm alive. And I said something like, well, what do you want me to do? And it said, die.
Ooh.
And I said, okay, we're done with that.
I did find something on the web that said possibly a spirit can give you little wins, give you some insight to some things where you start to trust it. And then as time goes on, then they kind of do
a little switcheroo
and do something bad at the end. So... when in doubt, I suppose, don't whip it out. Don't use it. Leave it alone.
And after that, and I think, like I said, I was maybe 14, something like that. I don't know. That impressionable, and I was like, you know what? No, this isn't cool. And whether it was my subconscious or whether it was a spirit messing with me,
right?
I don't know. All I know is that I got freaked out at that point
and haven't touched it since.
Touched it since.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's kind of our show today on Ouija boards.
We could probably be here all night discussing and talking it and have everybody come up, but we don't want to,
We try to keep it short, sweet. That way you come back every week. Next week, I can't, you might have to go solo because I'm out of town for the darn day job. So I won't be able to hang with you.
That day job is just,
getting in the way, right?
It really is. But, eventually when this, here, wait, I got my,
So can you see it? Don't forget our sponsor, BDK Embroidery.
My sponsor,
for all your, that's right, all your embroidery and silk screening needs. I also saw it on their Facebook page. It looks really cool. It's that, what do they call it? The glass etching.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, they're doing glass etching, and I'm thinking, God, this is really cool. Like, for a wedding gift, especially with wedding, the season right around the corner. So give them a like on Facebook. Let them know that you're there with the GHS coupon code, and you can get a 10% discount. And if BDK Embroidery is on, we are ready to place a T-shirt order here pretty quick. So,
on that note, our upcoming events, many of you know that our March event is sold out, but on the 19th, we will be doing a live Periscope, so we'll be streaming from that ghost hunt.
That's right.
From the Straight Farmhouse in Garden City at a sold-out event.
Super fun.
Mm-hmm. We do still have a few tickets left for our April 16th, Saturday, April 16th event. That's in Allegan, Michigan, and that's at the Old Jail Museum.
I'm telling you, that is going to be...
I don't know if
it's going to be good.
So that one's going to be cool. Oh,
and happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, because we're doing it on Mom's birthday. Happy
on the
birthday.
19th. That's right. We were going to give you a special shout out that night.
Just on Periscope. We'll do it.
Yep.
So the Old Allegan Jail Museum should be really cool. this will be actually our first investigation there.
Yeah.
So it's
We
been
did a kind of a pre-walkthrough.
and a lot of paranormal teams have been there, and they've got some really great evidence from there. It's one of the only places that still had the sheriff quarters attached.
Yeah, the only place left in Michigan.
And like back in the day, believe it or not, if you were a sheriff, you actually had to live next door to your prisoners.
Attached
To them.
Yeah.
And then, God forbid, the poor wife
should
cook the meals for all the prisoners.
and do their laundry. What the hell's up with that?
Yeah, no.
The sheriff's wife had to do the laundry. Yeah. Oh,
That I know. That one is going to be...
It is. It's gonna be a good one.
That one's good. I'm super excited about that one. And then our June hunt...
Good location.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our June hunt is we are actually going to the Ohio Mansfield Reformatory, Ohio, where if those of you have watched Shawshank Redemption, it was actually filmed there. Yeah, I know Ellen is coming. She's excited about that one.
That place is huge, and there's like 30 of us going. That's it.
That's it. We rented it out. If we get some really we got some really good feedback since we sold out in 5 days.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing another one.
Well, we're thinking about that, or possibly maybe Waverly.
Waverly in
Louisville.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any insight, if they wanted to,
you get hopefully you get a Dr. One. What's that? I don't know.
Did it again.
I don't know. Sorry.
A second one.
Yeah, a second time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for Waverly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see what people like and what they're interested if they want because we did have a waiting list. Actually, we do have a waiting list
right
for the
reformatory.
So if people are unable to go or they cancel, then we're going off of the waiting list to be able to get in because that did sell out in, like I said, 5 days.
Yeah, super fast.
So if we go to do Waverly, we'd probably do the same thing. That one's difficult to rent, especially on the weekend. So unfortunately, if we did go there, it would probably be during the week.
That's right. It'd have to be. You can't do a private one on the weekends. They do their own thing. And that's the only way we would do it is private so that we don't have to have 150 people crammed in the spot. We would do a small group setting just like we always do. Mm-hmm. So if you know anybody who's interested in going to Waverly Hills and investigating with us with a hands-on experience with GHS, share the word and let us know. No Wednesday.
I know. Wednesdays are tough days at work. They're like, okay, can't have enough. Actually, it's Tuesday, but that means that we would have to drive home and then go right to work, right?
Yeah, we'll work it out just for you.
Yeah,
for
or
you.
Both. Yeah. But of course, if anybody knows of any haunted locations that they want to let us know about, please feel free to contact us and let us know. We can always contact the place and see if they're interested in doing any paranormal investigations, allowing us to come in.
Yeah. If you know something, send it our way.
And we don't forget to check out last night. We actually did a radio interview with Body, Mind, Spirit Radio.
You had to think about it, huh?
Hopefully I said it in the right...
Body, Mind, Spirit Guide Radio. Yeah.
It
was fun.
We shared it on Facebook, so if you guys didn't get a chance to listen to that,
we gabbed for a whole hour.
I know it was
shocking, right?
Yeah. We could take a half an hour just to say hi and a half an hour just to say goodbye. So on that note,
that's right. Don't forget, give us a like on Facebook. BDK Embroidery, we love you. Reach out to them. Give them a like on Facebook. I'll be watching. I'm tracking their like counts.
And we're always up for more sponsors. So if anybody else wants to be another sponsor, we can promote you on our weekly Periscopes.
We have plenty of room.
Yeah, let us know.
That's right. All right, ready? Bye, guys. Ciao.